For me, it's the people and the spirit of the people as well.
I love this town. I love this town. I love this town. You know what I love about this town is actually you. Everyone in it has got this massive soul.
We're Luton people, and that's what we care about.
Hello everyone, welcome along to another episode of the Luton Town Supporters Trust podcast, the longest running Luton Town podcast, sponsored this season by Solid, providing opportunities, provisions and assistance so our academy can fulfil its potential. And we can recently announce that we have been nominated as finalists for the Best Football League podcast at the Football Content Awards, which we're really delighted about. So we'll give you some details about how you can vote for us at the end of the podcast. However, you'll see if you're watching on YouTube that we're not in the studio for this episode. We're actually down at the training ground where I've got Town midfielder Liam Walsh alongside me. Liam, thanks for giving me some of your time today. Really appreciate it, especially on a wet and horrible day like it's been. How was training this morning? Did you manage to get some proper training done with all the weather that's going on?
No, we had, obviously due to the game on Saturday, we had a couple of lads just staying inside and getting looked after a bit more than the others. So a few of the lads are outside in the cold, and I was one of the lucky ones to stay inside today, yeah. So.
Good man. I was going to say you've done well to stay dry. Yeah. It has been pretty foul out there. Welcome to Luton, first of all. Obviously, you joined after that first game, although I think we knew that you was going to join after because you were spotted on Sky when you were in the stands and things. First of all, what have you made of Luton Town?
I've loved it since I got the call off Robin. I come down straight away. I've loved every second beer. It's a proper club with proper fan base, and you can feel that, when you're stepping out onto the pitch, the fans are with you. And no, yeah, I've loved it since I've arrived.
What did Rob say to you when he got in touch with you?
Just a mix of things, really. He filled me with confidence at first. He wanted to get me down immediately and get me settled in. And like I said, as soon as I come down, he's done that straight away, and he's made me as comfortable as I can be, and just let me play my football.
Talked you up as a high quality midfielder. From what we've seen so far, he wasn't wrong to do that either. But how would you describe yourself as a player?
I'm just someone who likes getting on the ball a lot. I'll always try things on the pitch. Like Rob said, I've seen all over the social media. I'm a tenacious midfielder. I like getting stuck into people, and I like to try and run a game. And obviously, I love winning games as well. So there's nothing better than doing that.
And thankfully, we've done that a couple of times recently. Just go right back to the very start. Was it always football that you was interested in?
Yeah, always. I used to play for the team when I was around 4, but I played 2 years above, so like the under-6s I was playing for. And every single weekend, my dad would take me to football, stand there in the cold and watch me, and then obviously end up getting scouted for Everton and started my career then.
Were you red or blue?
Nah, I'm a red, yeah.
You're a red. So how did that feel going into the Everton Academy?
It's just one of them, isn't it? It's just one of them things that you can't help, can you? But no, yeah, I've always supported Liverpool, always gone to games and whatever. But Everton's a great academy, and from when I was there, most lads that were around my age have gone on and been successful in the career. So it shows how good of an academy that Everton are, yeah.
Yeah, one of those that came through that academy, probably a couple of years older than you, is obviously Ross Barkley, who we had here last season. Yeah. You're obviously following in his footsteps, different player, of course, but do you kind of feel that people want you to do the similar things to what Ross did here?
I don't hold that pressure on myself. I never would. Like you said, Ross was here last season. He was absolutely brilliant. He's a brilliant player, hence why he's got his move to Aston Villa and playing in the Champions League, and and rightly so. But no, I'd never put pressure on myself to compare myself to anyone. I'm just here to play my football and do as well as I can.
Wasn't just Everton that you played for in the youth days, obviously England as well. That must have been a fantastic sort of milestone.
Yeah, of course, for anyone playing for the country, it's good. I had a good stint in the 16s or 17s, something like that for them, and then I was meant to go to the 20 Wales Cup and suffered with an injury in the last game of the season, so I missed out on that, which was obviously a nasty blow to my early career, but it's something that I learned from, and it's just one of those that I had to crack on with.
Those kind of ages, though, not everyone makes it in the professional game, but you've managed to. So sort of, what was the difference between you getting through and maybe some of the teammates that you played with who maybe didn't? Is it literally, I mean, they always say it's just kind of luck and being in the right place at the right time, but I don't believe that. There's something more to it, isn't there?
Yeah, well, I think like a lot of people say about luck and then there isn't luck, and I think sometimes you can have that luck. I think people don't realise like sometimes like there's luck involved in football, whether that's people getting injuries in a certain position and that player comes through at the right time, and so you can look at it that way. But I think just in general it's just about making sacrifices, and you just got to stick to your football and everything. Even as a young kid, even though you want to do stuff with all your mates and everything's just got to revolve around football, and I was lucky enough to have my dad and my mum there for me, pushed me on, and obviously it helped me with to get where I am today.
And speaking of today, you're obviously at an age where footballers generally hit their prime and things. Do you feel that you're about to enter the best stage of your career?
Definitely, yeah. I'm like I said, I've come here to just play my football, and that's all I want to do at the minute. I just want to play week in, week out, and the last couple of years have been tough for me with injuries, and like you said, I'm getting to an age now where I need to be playing every week, and we've got the right staff here, the medical staff here that help me out a lot, and like I said before, Robbie's the perfect manager for me, and I feel like I can have a really good year there.
And you know the Championship well, obviously. You came from Swansea last season. It's a weird league, isn't it? I mean, we found it out already this season. We've played well and lost, and we've not played so well and we've won, and everyone beats each other. It's just such a hard league to kind of get to grips with.
Oh, that's it. It's just, I think with the Championship, it's just about sticking together, and you know, just trying to forget about the bad losses, and even your wins, just try and forget about your wins and just crack on for the next game. And like you said, anyone beats anyone. I had 3 games at the start of the season where I've seen us play unbelievable, and we end up losing, and we spoke about it in the changing room. We've lost there, but then the last 2 wins we haven't played our best, and they're coming out with the win. So at the end of the day, it's just about getting the points on the board, and yeah, just taking game by game.
Championship is a relentless slog. You mentioned injuries a moment ago. Is it going to be good for you that you're going to be playing bang, 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 rather than, you know, like in the Premier League, you sometimes play, then you don't play till the following week, Monday night, you got kind of 10 days before games and things. It's all stop start in the Premier League. Does the relentlessness of the Championship, will that help?
Yeah, definitely. I've been in Championship long enough, so, and like I said before, I've got the right medical staff here who are here to help me, and they're helping everyone, and got to an age now where I know my body and I know what's best for me, and yeah, whether that's just missing a training session through midweek just to get me ready for the weekend, I'll always be doing that, because that's the most important thing, and I'm going to make sure that I'm 100% for every weekend, involved every game, and yeah, just play as much as I can this year and help the team.
You've joined a club that were obviously on the down when you arrived because we'd just been relegated, but I kind of get the feeling every time I come here it's a buoyant place. You wouldn't actually believe that we'd got relegated, sort of thing. But you've also joined a club where there is so much competition in the centre of the park. Does that spur you on? Are you someone that thrives on that competition?
Of course, yeah. It's what you need for every successful team. You don't just want a team. You got 1-2 decent players and you're just all lackadaisy about everything, and you need that competition there to get everyone's top form out of them. And like I said, if we've had Shandon come out injured, which is obviously a big blow for us and devastated for him, but then you've got other lads who come into the picture, and it's all just pushing towards that promotion for us, really. So no, that's a positive.
Because I think you've made 4 appearances for the town so far, and I think you've played alongside 3 different central midfielders. Yeah. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah. How is it building up those combinations? I mean, obviously you can do all the training that you like, but it's only really on the pitch that you know exactly how it's going to go. And then from one Saturday to the next, it's a different person. Do you find that difficult, or you're a good player, there are good players alongside you, and I guess that kind of blends a bit more easier, but is it difficult?
No, it's not really. I think we all complement each other's game very well, and you know how lads like to handle the ball and what's the pros and cons of the games, and you learn that within a week of training with someone, I think. So like you said, playing with 3 different lads in the middle already, it's natural in football. You're not always going to play with the same team, same 11 every game, are you? So you just got to adapt to that, and I think I have them.
And we kind of play that boxing midfield, don't we? 2 behind 2. You've currently played in the behind 2 position. Can we get you further up the pitch in that front two position at some point as well?
Yeah, like I said, I'm one who likes to get on the ball and control the game, so that's the reason probably why I'm playing a bit deeper. But I have played higher up in my career. I've done it for Swansea and I've done a bit for Bristol, and I don't mind playing there. But to be honest, just as long as I'm on the pitch, I'm happy, to be honest. So I'm happy either or.
Made your debut for us at Preston, come off the bench for a sort of half-hour cameo there, and the performance immediately improved once you came on. And then, of course, again, the same against QPR. Then you started for the first time at Millwall. I actually thought Rob was a bit harsh on us in that Millwall game, because I thought the first half was really, really good. Had we scored a second goal, obviously Chongi hit the post, keeper made a couple of good saves. That would have been a really, really comfortable afternoon. Obviously it got a bit edgy towards the end because we hadn't won a game and they were piling balls into our box left, right and centre. But generally I thought we played pretty well in that game.
No, I agree. I think it's just down to the fact that we know how good that we can be. Like we said, the games that we got beaten compared to the games that we've won, the performances have been a lot better than the wins that we've been involved in. But I think with the Millwall game, we did have a good start to it, but it's just our own mistakes that we do, really, I think, by letting other teams in, and I think that's just what the manager was getting at, I think. But the most important thing in that game was getting the 3 points to start our season.
And obviously that had come after the international break, so we kind of presumably had time to take stock of what had happened in those first 4 games and go again and things. But it was your first 90 minutes. How was it to get 90 minutes under the belt?
Oh, it was good. I felt really good in the game. I felt really strong, and like I said, I was happy after the game, and that's just the start of the season. Just crack on now.
Nice assist for you as well. I couldn't believe it was Tedden on the edge of the box, curling it in from there.
No, look, anyone scores, you take it, don't you? I had a few chances myself, or I should have probably put one or two away. And no, he asked for it so confidently, and he was there in front of me, and unbelievable finish from him.
Really was, yeah. I was going to ask you about that. Obviously, in the second half, there was one in particular, wasn't there, where you ran onto it on the edge of the box. On another day, that's either side of the keeper, and we're 2-0 up.
Yeah, that's just one of them. I end up like stuttering mid-running, end up getting mixed up with bodies coming across me. But no, yeah, for me, that's an easier chance for me, so I should be putting them chances away, and hopefully it can contribute to the goals. Yeah,
fingers crossed, yeah. And then Saturday, very, very weird day Saturday. I'll say that the referee didn't help it. I won't expect you to say that. Some very, very weird decisions. We might have benefited from one. I don't know really with the rule with the handball and everything. Obviously they're complaining about that and things. But that was one where we weren't at our best for an hour or so really. But in some ways, when we win, when we don't play well, because I don't need to tell you when you play well, when you don't need to play well, you know that from within. Does that make you guys kind of feel even better that when you do have bad days, you can still win? Because you're not going to have bad days every week.
No, that's it. It's a long season, isn't it? The amount of games that you play in the season, you're not going to play 40 plus unbelievable games. You're going to have them bad games. So the fact that you can come out of the game with 3 points, performing not to the standards that you're capable of, then it's a bonus, isn't it? But no, like you said, we knew at half time it wasn't good enough, and even at the end of the game it wasn't good enough. But the 3 points is the main thing that you're after. So, but no, like you said, we do get confidence from winning with our bad performances, because we do talk about how much better we can play, and then hopefully roll teams over while we're playing good.
Is there anything that you can put it down to why we didn't play particularly well on Saturday? Or, I mean, obviously the opposition needs some credit as well. They're not just going to roll over just because we're from the Premier League. But is there anything else that you could,
look, Sheffield, when they had the hard opposition to play, they obviously come to Kenilworth with a plan, and they executed that in the game. They don't like to make the game nice for you. They're in a low block, play long ball, and it's not something that you're used to playing against every week. So trying to adapt to it on the pitch, it is hard, but we weren't at our best. That's including myself as well at the weekend, but we did get the win, so got to take the positive from it.
I'm glad you mentioned long ball, because when we were in the Championship, we were pigeonholed as a long ball side, and obviously Rob wants to change that, because we're planning to get back to the Premier League and things, and we no longer want to be a long ball side. We want to play out from the back and things like that. And you're obviously a heavy part of that, taking the ball under pressure and things like that, which I know you're comfortable with. I saw that at Preston, saw that at Millwall and things like that. How much of a change is that though as a footballer? I mean, obviously you wasn't here previously, but you'll have played in sides that do like to get the ball forward quickly. How big a difference is that?
Oh, it is a lot. It's not something that you can just change in a couple of weeks. It is a long, progressive thing that you do need to work on. Like you said, I've worked with it at Swansea. Swansea had Russell Martin, where they were a passing team, and then we slowly ended up changing to Michael Duffy, who come in for 6-7 months, and we didn't quite adapt to it, and obviously that ended up in him losing his job, and then going back to a passing side again. So it is a hard transition to do. I know watching on from the side, like people might think it's easy just to go from long ball to passing, it works like that, but no, it doesn't. But we all trust the manager, and obviously he's a great manager, and he's been promoted to the Championship twice, I think. So no, yeah, we trust him, and we're going to keep working on it, and hopefully we do get better.
Because it is a brave thing, isn't it? I mean, having got promoted out of the Championship, playing straight up to the strikers, it'd just be easy to come back down here and do that again. Yeah. But there's a long-term vision here, isn't there? That if you go into the Premier League, you give the opposition the ball, it's in the back of your net before you can blink, sort of thing. Have we, sometimes, I suppose one of the kind of, not criticisms, I don't like that word, but what I hear around me in the stands is sometimes when we're doing it, it's a little bit too slow. Is that fair? Is that just the transition that we're going in? Because we're not used to doing it on a Saturday yet. When we get more natural at it, it'll just naturally speed up.
No, yeah, like I said, it's not something where you can just go on the pitch and just it all clicks straight away. We're doing it on the pitch and we're learning it ourselves. So obviously we don't want to, but we're going to make mistakes. Not everything's going to be perfect. But I know when we do get it right, it'll look good on the eye, and it'll excite the fans, I think, once we do get it going. And like you said, it's a long working process, but we'll get there, I think. Yeah.
Because I think in the crowd, I've mentioned this on previous podcasts that I've done with James, everyone gets anxious because we're not used to it. We're used to seeing Eli in the team and whacking it up to Eli. Yeah. So we kind of get anxious, and I kind of get the feeling that our anxiety kind of spreads towards you guys. And I've kind of asked people to just be calm and let you guys get on with it. It's not easy, but do you kind of feel the anxiousness from the crowd when you're playing about, or are you so into the sort of zone of what you're doing that it doesn't really matter?
I think you have a lot of players who do. I'm not one myself. I wouldn't let nothing affect me like that, because obviously I understand football. I'm a football fan myself, like I said, for Liverpool. So I understand all the fans want the ball to just come out and then go along and score straight away. Obviously that's what everyone wants, but it's not as easy as that. So we are working hard to try and break teams down and try and get the goals that we can get. But yeah, it's not as easy as everyone wants it to be at times. So it's just a patience game at the minute. Yeah.
If you can, without giving out all the secrets, help us understand it. What is the benefit of doing it? As in, or the difference between going long and staying short, and presumably keeping the ball is a lot less work than losing the ball and chasing after it, for example, would be one thing, wouldn't it?
No, yeah, I think it's just having different game plans, to be honest. I think if you're just a team who plays long ball and then you're playing against someone like Sheffield Wednesday who's sitting in a low block, it's what they want. It's what their 5 defenders at the back and 2 older midfielders want. They want to play against the long ball team, because they're so good at defending it. So I think just having like them different variations of, like you've seen against Sheffield Wednesday towards the end, and Carlton come on, we did end up going a bit longer. So I think with Rob, he's got us having a good few different style of players, and it's going to help us in the long run. We're breaking teams down and winning games.
I would agree. And I guess on the flip side of that, we press high because we want them to go long, because Mark, Ted, Reece, they're just going to head anything away that or bring it under control. So it is a two-way thing, sort of thing. 6 games in then, we've won 2, drawn 1. Obviously lost 3, a couple of those defeats, as we've said, really, really unlucky. But we've got ourselves up to the middle of the table, and we can start looking ahead positively.
Definitely, we've got the next few games up until the next international break, and obviously we want to try and get maximum points on. And we're taking the positives from the bad performances and the good performances, and game by game. We've got Plymouth on Friday away, and we know they're not doing well, but it's the Championship, isn't it? Anyone can just beat anyone on the day. So we're just taking it game by game and see what comes of it.
They're another team that play out from the back, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. Hopefully we can impose ourselves on them. I'm sure that we will do. Do you set yourself goals for a season?
Personally?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I've never have done. Like I said before, I'm just a game by game type of player, so I'll have a game and just make sure I'm okay for the next game, and go from there. Yeah.
You're not someone that looks at your goals or your assists or anything else like that.
No, I'm very relaxed about it, to be honest. I just, try and perform as best as I can, give it 100%, and see what comes with it.
Not long on the horizon after that international break is a big game for us fans. Watford at home. That's the one, the big one.
Yeah.
You've played in derbies. You've obviously played Swansea, Cardiff games. You've played in plenty of derbies. They are different, aren't they? But are they games that as players you look forward to?
Yeah, definitely. I love a derby game. Like I said earlier on, them big tenacious and like feisty games that you get into. They're games that I thrive off and feel like I perform in them. We were talking about that game the other day because the lads were telling me about how big of a derby it is. I think they showed me the one last time you was in the Championship. Who was it that scored the winner? Was it 2-1?
Yeah, 2-0. So we had Alan Campbell scored in injury time.
Yeah, I seen that one. So the lads have, we had a little talk about it the other week and saying about how big of a game it is. So I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive. You're the kind of player who'll thrive in that. Yeah. I love the way that you put challenges in at Millwall. You're up against these like big physical beasts, but it didn't matter, did it? It was straight in there, and that was great and everything. Just finally, the fans, they've taken to you, I think, and quite rightly so, because, we love people that get on the ball and, as I say, stick a foot in and everything. How's your initial relationship with the fans been?
Brilliant. Like I said, as soon as I come and I had my first game, you feel the fans are there with you, especially at home with the stadium, being so tight and compact, you feel like they're right behind you. And as a player, it's the best thing. We play for the fans, we want to win for the fans, and especially on a weekend, your team loses, it puts a big down on your weekend, on the fact that we can win a game and help the fans, and that's all you want to do, yeah.
You kind of got Kenilworth Road in its full force on Saturday as well, didn't you? As I mentioned earlier, the referee wasn't particularly great, but he did get the crowd up, and it's kind of a fever pitch atmosphere. Must be much better playing at Kenilworth Road as a home player than as an away player.
Nah, of course, yeah. I've played away there a few times, and as an away player, all you talk about first thing is the atmosphere. Don't antagonate the crowd and, get them against you, because it is a hostile place to go to. And like I said, now that I'm on the good side of it, there's nothing better when you got the fans behind you.
I'm sure they'll stay right behind you. We wish you all the best for the rest of the season, and hopefully at the end of it, we're all celebrating a promotion back to the Premier League. Thanks very much for your time, Liam. Really appreciate that, mate.
Thank you very much. Nice one.
As I said at the start of the podcast, we have been nominated as finalists for the Best Football League podcast at the Football Content Awards. All the details of how to vote for us is in the show notes. Really appreciate your support. If you can just spare a few seconds to vote for us, that would be absolutely fantastic. Thanks as ever to Sean Grant and the Wolfgang for our intro music, and to Ed Smith Creatives for all the designs that you normally see on set. Until next time, which will be a preview of Friday night's clash at Plymouth. Come on, you atters.
For me, it's the people and the spirit of the people as well.
I love this town. I love this town. I love this town. You know what I love about this town is actually you. Everyone in it has got this massive soul.
We're Luton people, and that's what we